Donald Trump's peace plan is no longer a plan, but a concept that can be worked on and improved without a deadline.
That was just a map. All that was is a map. That was not a plan. It was a concept. And from there, they've taken each one of the 28 points, and then you get down to 22 points. A lot of them were solved, and actually very favorably solved. So we'll see what happens.
Ukraine, which no longer faces a do-or-die dilemma, now sees a chance to clinch a more favorable peace deal.
The principles of this document can be developed into deeper agreements, and this is our common interest for security to be real. I count on further active cooperation with the American side and with President Trump. A lot depends on America.
Former U.S. diplomats who spoke to TVP World have slammed Trump's peace plan, which includes a cap on Ukraine's troop numbers and ceding territory to Russia.
The 28-point program, which is still evolving, is a horrible starting point for this phase of negotiations. There are no territorial demands on the aggressor. There are no caps being expected upon the aggressor's forces.
Michael Carpenter, who under the Biden administration served as senior director for Europe at the National Security Council, says that the talks are doomed to fail.
I don't think this diplomacy is going to produce a breakthrough for the simple reason that Vladimir Putin is not going to want any kind of credible security guarantee that stops the fighting sufficiently to allow Ukraine to proceed with European integration and to create an independent, sovereign, democratic state integrated into the European Union. That is a strategic defeat for Vladimir Putin, and he won't allow for any agreement that gives Ukraine that opportunity.
Foreign policy expert and former U.S. Defense Department official Ian Brzezinski says a just peace can only be achieved if Vladimir Putin feels that his regime is threatened.
Putin requires two things to cause him to change course. One, he has to see his territorial gains, these illegal territorial gains, to be put at risk. And then two, he has to see his own regime being put at risk. The West has the capacity to do that. It just has to act.
Next week, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff will travel to Moscow with Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, to further negotiate the peace plan with Vladimir Putin.